Okay, Carrie. So hello everyone. Today I will have a guest on this IG live. Can I just check my audio? Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? Not clear, is it? Hi mates. How is it now? Is it clearer? A bit softer. Okay, wait let me switch. How about now, Kenrick? Is it better? Okay, fantastic. Hey Ryan. Okay. Come in, Roy. Hey, what's up?
Dylan, what's up, guys?
Okay, so hi everyone, thanks for coming in for the live. So today I will be sharing a story about Roy and Eleanor is here actually. so the cool
Eleanor.
thing is I actually knew Roy from Eleanor, and so Roy actually commented and gave a testimonial or review on Eleanor's meditation course. So what happened was I was intrigued. I kicked in, and the bio that I saw on Roy's Instagram profile, right, is I want to impact a billion's life. So that bio actually drawn me, to know more about him. So I dropped him a DM, and after which, we became friends. So I actually had a one-on-one Zoom session with him a few days back, and I actually fell in love with his entire story. So I actually asked Roy to come on live with me today, to share more about his story. So thanks so much, Roy, for your time.
It's all love, man.
Okay, so to start off, Roy, perhaps can you share with the audience here, like, who are you, what are you doing now? And yeah.
Got it. Yeah, we can definitely start there. Just want to say hi, guys. So at the age of 22, I was a loser, man. I was an alcoholic. I got a DUI. I was basically drifting through life, going nowhere fast, and everything changed once I kind of started waking up, man. I found a mentor. I realized that I was going nowhere. Like again, I went through so many things that pretty much put my back against the wall where I had no choice but to face myself. And we'll talk about that later to really go deep into the story. But fast forward 5 years later, now I'm an up and coming influencer. As Dylan was telling you, I'm trying to inspire 1 billion lives, man. I'm trying to just make as much change as I can in this world, shining my light, sharing my story, putting out my content, my audiobooks, everything and anything I can do to give anyone hope, even if it's just one person, man. Because I want to be the living example, Dylan and guys, that you can take your life from meaning nothing and create something meaningful with it. And that's where we're at now, bro.
Exactly. And you guys can you feel the enthusiasm and passion that Roy has? When I dropped him a DM, so I typed a message to introduce myself, and Roy immediately replied me through a voice message, and I immediately fell in love, with his response because his reply was filled with so much passion and enthusiasm. So yeah, that's how we met, and so I understand that Roy, for you to be who you are today, you have been through a lot of ups and downs, many challenges and failures. So perhaps can you bring me back from the start. How was your childhood like, and how were you as a student, as a child growing up?
Great question, buddy. Great question, man. And honestly, Dylan and guys, that's where it all started. It all started there, man. My parents, we grew up poor, bro. We were in the ghettos. We were in slums of neighborhoods. And my mom was out working, trying to make a living. My dad was out working, trying to make a living. So I spent a lot of time alone. And I got used to it. I got used to spending time by myself. I didn't have many friends. I got bullied as a kid. Like a lot of people know, I got molested as a kid, man. I've been through some shit. And I, as I was growing up, I saw my mom hustle. I saw my mom work her ass off. And I seriously think that stayed with me in my subconscious mind, just going through all that. I would be in the car with them for 12 hours, man. There's days where I would be with them for 12 hours because they were out there all day working. They had to take me with them because they couldn't afford a babysitter. So I was with them in the car, just bored, man, and nothing to do. And so as I grew up, again, I spent a lot of time alone. And again, at the age of 15, 16, I was hanging with losers. I was doing nothing, bro. Just drinking, just hanging out with nobodies, just not doing much at all, bro. And parties, all that stuff. And it wasn't, again, until the age of 22. Now we can go deep in there, man. At the age of 22, where everything started changing, it all started with an injury from work. So, guys, a lot of times there's things that happen to us in our lives, and we think it's the worst thing that can happen to us, not knowing how many blessings can come because of that situation. And remember this, with any adversity, and I mean any, there's always an equal or greater benefit to that adversity. It's all about perspective, man. So I remember breaking down in my car. I was working at UPS as a loader. I was making like $200 a week, man. And I messed up my back. I couldn't walk. I ended up getting an MRI, and I got two slip discs, man. So I couldn't work. And the only money I had, $1,500 at that point. That money went to a DUI that I received 2 weeks later. And without that whole transition, guys, I got cheated on. That broke me, bro. That was like the cherry on the cake, dude. It just broke me. I got cheated on. I got a DUI. My parents were giving me an allowance of $40 a week, dude. I just felt so degraded. It was so degrading as a man to go through all this at that age. You take this once confident person and you just strip everything away from him. My whole foundation was just gone, bro. I was depressed. I turned to liquor because that's the only thing that could help me escape from the pain at the time. Drugs as well. And I just did everything I could to avoid and numb myself, bro, because it was so bad. It was so bad to go from this happy-go-lucky kid to losing everything in an instant. At least that's what it felt like. So I went through this whole transition of drinking every other day. And then I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? If this is my life, I used to work out a lot too. That's something else that I would use to kind of like escape from it. But I'm telling you guys, you can only escape from it for so long. Whatever you're running from, it's going to catch up. And there's going to be a day where you have to face yourself when you're alone, dude. There's no escaping your thoughts, man. But there came a day, Dylan, my friends, that I woke up and I'm like, you know what? If this is going to be my life, I'm going to be just this loser, just this nobody. The least I can do is learn one new thing every day. And that's where the whole shebang started, bro. I found a video on YouTube that said, the title was Why I Have No Friends. So, think about that, guys. Again, I was at the lowest of the low, and I lost all my friends. They left me, they stabbed me in the back, man. So it was just me. It was just me, man. So that's when I found my first mentor, and I realized, like, dude, I don't have to accept this position that I'm in. I don't have to accept it. I can change it. When I found out I was the creator of my reality, that I'm not the victim of my life, that I can change it at any instant, that's when everything changed, bro. Because this guy, I almost borrowed confidence from this guy, took it, and I made changes in my life. I realized what I wanted to do. I was blessed. Dylan, I was blessed, bro, because I didn't have any money. I was broke. and this guy gave me all his courses for free, dude. And that's how I found my purpose. I'm like, you know what? And most people don't know I failed. My first time being a trainer, I gave up, man. I didn't have it in me. I didn't have the confidence. The first time being an influencer, I gave up. That's twice, man. I had to borrow money to be a personal trainer, to go to school with my parents. That's money. That's $6,000 I didn't have, dude. So I went from all that, guys, like just ups and downs. I get up, I fall, I get back up. I fall, I get back up. Breakdown after fucking breakdown, dude. The tears. Like you get to a point, man, where you go through so much that you can't even cry anymore. You know, you get numb to the pain, dude. It's fucked up, but it is, bro. And again, I know a lot of people can relate, man. Maybe not to that extent, but like I know everybody has a story. Dude. Everybody's been through shit. But do you get back up? Right? Winners always find a way to win. Winners always get back up, man. But that's when everything changed, guys. I got my certification in personal training, right? I went to school for 6 months. I messed up my back again while I was in school. I couldn't walk, and I still showed up, bro. I still showed up. I was taking ibuprofen, just doing whatever I had to do to make sure I showed up, because then I would have to make it up at the end of the year. And I'm like, I'm not having that. So Dylan, I got my certification. I met a mentor, a millionaire mentor there, and yeah, we kicked it off. We opened up a personal training studio, and I was there for the last year. And oh my gosh, again, we can get into that now or another time, Dylan. But
Yeah, we'll drive in that later. But let us rewind back to the age of 21, 22. So was the lowest point in your life after you broke your back, and then everything just went downhill from there?
yes,
And how long was the entire duration until you met the first mentor? How long the entire duration? How long was the entire duration?
it was 1 year, dude. 12 months.
And
Just drinking every other day, bro. I don't know how I'm alive, Dylan, to be honest.
wow, man, and I think a lot of people here, we all can feel the pain and the struggles that you have been through during that period, because we may not exactly experience the pain that you have been through, but all of us, I believe that we have been through a period of our life whereby we are just drifting, we were lost, and we were just clueless about what we really want to do. And, sometimes it is funny how, be it fate or be it destiny, something just happened in our life and we just met a light of inspiration, that just changes our life. So I think I'm really curious about how you took step to eventually know your mentor, because your mentor just uploaded this video and you fell in love and you took confidence from him. So I would like to understand the entire journey about how do you eventually get yourself to meet the mentor, and how was the journey like?
So my mentor, he went on. His name is Jay McPherson. He went on YouTube a lot, and he would do these live videos, right? And I would always be there. I would always be watching, just paying attention, listening. And one day he says, "All right, guys, I'm trying to come up with a name for my company," and he was asking us, right? He was asking the viewers for a name, and I'm like, you know what? He's helped me out so much. The least I can do is try to help him out with coming up with a company name, right? And honestly, Dylan, guys, I didn't think he was gonna respond. I'm like, at the time, I still didn't have the confidence or belief in myself that I have now. But something just told me to reach out, man. Like I got nothing to lose, The worst comes to worst, he doesn't reply. So I sent him 5 names, just to give him different options, and he replied and he said, "Bro, thank you. This is gold." And he ended up using one of the names that I gave him. And I messaged him after like a week that I saw that he went with the name that I gave him. I couldn't believe it, like, wow, like he really used the name that I took the time to think of and sent to him. And so I reached out to him. I told him how grateful I was for him to use the name that I gave. And then that's when he responded and he said, "Everything I have, all the products that I have will forever be free for you."
Wow.
And that's, right? It's like a miracle, bro. Like I'm broke. I have really, I'm barely building, and I have again, still struggling with confidence. and I received this gift from the universe, dude. But again, I went out there. I took action. I didn't just stay in my room. Again, I was alone for hours in my room, bro. Hours, man. And what's it called? So yeah, that's how we started talking. After that, he knew who I was, and I actually went out to visit him. He had this meetup in Miami, Florida, and I flew out there, bro. It was one day. It was back in January. I flew out there one day, and I finally I said I was gonna meet him one day, and it was 4 years later, but I met him, and and it was just so cool, bro, to see your idol, to see the person who changed your life right in front of you, dude. And we got cool. We we started, he knew who I was by that point for sure, man. And we were just talking, getting to know each other, and now we're at the point where like I don't know why it's always been like that, Dylan. I've had several mentors, but I've always been really close to them, man. Like they always knew who I was for some reason or another. So now I'm at the point with again with Jay, where he said whatever you need, I can help you with. And he's been through everything I've gone through, like in this phase of business and stuff and growing your brand. And it's phenomenal and surreal to have such a good ally and a good friend next to you, like the person that changed your life. He says, I got you, basically.
Yeah, man, totally agree. But Roy, not many of us are that lucky to have that mentor that changed our life. So what would your advice be for people who are still lost, for people who are still drifting and cruising through life, and require that light at the end of the tunnel? What should they be doing?
Great question, man. First and foremost, you got to have that intention. This is something I wish I knew, man. I Like you said, I got lucky, dude. You have to set that intention that you want a mentor first. So what do you want? That's the question. What do you want, man? If you feel like there's something more, like there's missing, like you want to be and do more with your life. And a mentor will change your life, bro. And it could be something so simple as writing it down and thinking about it 3 times a day, saying thank you for my new amazing mentor. Thank you, universe. Thank you for this wonderful mentor that I have in my life. Acting as you already have it in the present moment, right? Again, I manifested a millionaire mentor, and that's what I was asking for. It took me, 3 months, but again, it's that consistent. That's what people give up. We only focus on what's in front of us, right? Like right now, we only focus on what's in front of us, but what about what's going outside our radar? What's happening outside the radar? So many things can be rushing into our lives, so many great things that we have no idea about, bro. But we start to doubt because we start to lose faith, we start to lose belief because we don't see it in front of us. It takes a day passes, 3 day passes, and you see that it's not there. But in reality, it's coming, right? What you want you. Remember that. Everything. What you want wants
Wow.
you. So you want a mentor? Ask for it, bro. Put that intention. Thank you for anything coming from the heart. It's gonna manifest faster, dude. So always just you really want a mentor. You really want to level up in a sense. You have to believe that it's possible for you, man. And just say, hey, thank you, universe, for my wonderful and amazing mentor. Again, whatever mentor you want, dude.
Exactly, man. But man, Roy, I got a question. But when people
Yes.
are still drifting, they're lost, they're depressed, how you even, encourage them to have the intention and to have that positivity and or optimistic mindset? Because they every day they're just so depressed. So where should they how should they even start?
Knowledge, Dylan. Self-talk is everything, bro. Knowledge, you learn the right information. You like right now what I'm saying, it's knowledge. It's years. It's a technology, bro. Knowledge is a technology. The more you listen to positive stuff, the more you learn new things, the more your mind is gonna reshape. There's these things called neuron receptors in your brain, and you can train them. That's where your habits come from. That's where your beliefs come from. That's where your thoughts, your thinking patterns start to develop. You can literally rewire your brain, and that's what I did. If you feel like shit right now, if you're depressed, if you're going through stuff, you accepted somebody else's perspective of you, and you accepted negative thoughts that you thought were yours. If it makes you feel bad, that's not your thought. You don't have to accept your thoughts, man. Only listen to what makes you feel good. And again, that takes time. It takes consistency. There's 4 levels of learning, and the last one that you need to get to, it's called unconscious competence, and that's where you know that you know, like that's where you do it just subconsciously, like when you tie your shoes, and you just know how to tie your shoes, right? When you brush your teeth, it's the same thing. When you get to that level of unconscious competence, you just do it without even thinking about it, bro. But that takes repetition. That takes everyday consistency. I rewired my mind, dude. Like I said, how do you go from not knowing, not giving a fuck about life, man, not wanting to do anything, to here now? I rewired my brain, hours and hours and hours of audiobooks, reading, products, courses. Like, when you want something so bad, bro, you're willing to do anything and everything to get it. And because everything starts with the mind, it's you are your own enemy. Again, that's why I say it's war, bro. It's war. It's you against your mind every day. Unfortunately, there's not a, there's, you might get to a point where you're able to control your thoughts more, but it's always going to be that struggle of power between your spirit and your mind, right? So every day, dude, I won. I knew what defeat tasted like, bro. I knew what defeat tasted like. I just wanted to feel for once in my life how winning felt like, man. I rewired my brain, bro. Positive self-talk and nothing else, dude.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because I recently, read upon a quote, and it says that fate is something that you're born with, but destiny is something that you can control. So which means that we may not be born in such a wonderful environment, but what we can do is to drown ourselves in positivity, drown ourselves with community filled with like-minded individuals, that they are certainly visionaries. They look forward to the future. They're positive, they're optimistic about life, and certainly that would tune your mind. So man, thanks for sharing that, Roy. And so I understand that from the first mentor, you pick yourself up. And what's next? How did you transit to the second mentor? I understood that you joined a conference and then you met the second mentor. Tell me the story.
So yes, Dylan. With the second mentor, he was my business partner at the time at the studio, and he was the millionaire mentor that I asked for. So I kept asking the universe, like, thank you for my millionaire mentor. And I finally got him. I met him through school, again, through taking actions, taking that first leap, bro. I was scared to go to school, bro, to be a trainer. I already failed once, so in the back of my mind, I'm like, can I really do this? But I just went, man. I just went through the fear. I felt the fear. I did it anyway. And at the time, I met him through school, and we went again the whole year. We were there at the studio. I was waking up at 3 in the morning, dude. I was getting it. I didn't care. This was my dream. This was my destiny, right, Dylan? Like, this is everything that I worked so hard for. All that pain, everything I've gone through the last couple years, was for this moment to make this possible. And at first it was good. At first everything was fine. It was us and 3 other trainers. But little by little, I started seeing this guy's real side, and he started changing, man. He would talk shit about his wife, about his kids, about everybody and anybody. So I'm like, okay, what makes me think he's not talking shit about me, right? But everything started changing when I started seeing his real side, and went from mentor to tormentor, man. And everything, I took hits, bro. I mean, there's times where my manhood was questioned. He literally asked me, "Are you a man?" Like, I'm just, at the time I was still just this kid, bro, like trying to find myself. He's like, "Are you a man?" And he would yell. In as much good as he did for me, dude, the evilness, the bad was just as much, bro. Because again, there's times where I would come home from the studio. I was already tired, dude. I was training 15 people a day. I was doing like the heavy lifting, and I would come home and I would break down in my car, bro, because I was just so fed up. Like, why did I get this far just to go through all this shit? That's what my questions were, like, why, universe? Why would you make this possible? And now I'm suffering. Like, I was just so angry, dude. And every day my parents could see it. They could see the anger, the rage within me, because I felt like I had to go through this to make my dreams of owning multiple studios, right? I wanted to dream. You have to dream big in this life, man. Have to. And I'm like, well, you know what? This guy was 60 years old. I'm like, you know what? I'll outlive him. I'll take all this bullshit. I don't care. I have to have these studios, man. I have to do this. And I took so much mental abuse, bro. I mean, getting yelled at, screamed at. It was a mental fucking warfare with this guy, dude. And this guy, he knew psychology, so it was a battle I couldn't win. So I just had to do my best, man. And I lost a lot of confidence going through that. I lost, like, again, there's just so many things that I had going in that just, my foundation, like the age of 22, ripped and stripped, dude, again. And we got into it. I woke up one morning, I was shaking, Dylan. I was shaking, bro. All this, I was running off pure caffeine. Again, a couple hours of sleep every day because I had to drive an hour. The studio was an hour away, and I had to drive an hour back. But again, when I really thought that this is what I had to go through to make my dream a reality. But I was wrong, bro. You don't have to take shit from nobody. Nobody, dude. And I realized this after the match, after I went through all this, and I realized, like, dude, I have to do this shit on my own, right? I was so dependent on this guy because he had a lot of the financial aspects of it, and I was doing like the work, you know. But it got to the point where I just woke up shaking. I couldn't do it anymore, dude. Like I fought to my last breath. The guys, like, I was just destroyed, bro. Gone, health issues, waking up every day tired, running on pure caffeine, shaking, scared, running. I was worrying 24/7, bro. I didn't want to lose what I worked so hard to build, you know, guys. Like you work for this so long, and to just in an instant have it stripped away from you, or you have to leave it because you can't do it anymore. That destroyed me. And that was my second mentor, dude. And that's what happened for the next, after I left, guys, for 3 weeks, I was broken, bro. Broken. This guy you see before you didn't even exist, man. I was just eating. I didn't care. Again, for 3 weeks, I was just lost, dude. I'm like, you know, you go from that shithole of 22 to being it again. I had to go back there again, guys, you know, being at my parents' house again, having no money again. It's just, it hit hard. Life can hit you so hard sometimes, guys. And yeah, bro.
But Roy, how would you know for yourself, like if someone is in your shoes, how would you advise someone to continue to persevere on and to take the shit or to give it up? No, because usually when we are in the shoes, we cannot judge for ourselves. You know, sometimes we feel that we are so close to achieving our goals. So when is the juncture that we should know that it's time to leave?
Great questions, Dylan. These are great questions, man. So this is when you know it's time to just call it quits, to just stop, man. When it's no longer fun, when you no longer have passion for it, and when it feels like a fucking drag to be there. When you start getting to that point with whatever you're doing, it's time to change, man. Purposes can sometimes come in seasons, right? Just because you think this one, again, I found this out the hard way. Just because you think that this is your purpose for now doesn't mean that it's going to be your purpose later on. But you still have to go through all that to get to your purpose, right? If I didn't go through everything I went through, I wouldn't be here, bro. So right now, do what you feel is right. I always ask myself, what would love do? What would love do? You can't go wrong with that, bro. When you don't know what to do, what would love do? But again, when it's no longer fun, when it feels like it's just torment, man, when every day, like, dude, I hate this shit. I can't do this anymore. You're going to know when you're fed up. When you're fed up, that's when you know, all right, you know what? It's time, dude. It's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling. And everybody has a different level of being fed up. But it's all to an individual. But logically and practically, when it stops being fun, when it feels like a drag, and when you feel like, you know, you just know, bro, to know when this isn't for me anymore. Like, I love this at one point, but now I think it's time to move on. And you know, it's what it comes down to, man. And thank you, Crystal. I don't know if you've seen that comment, Crystal. It's all love, buddy.
It's all love. And Roy, how do you pick yourself up after leaving the studio? You know, you shared that in the 3 weeks, you know, you felt like shit again, and it was back to the age of 22. So what changed, and how is it different from then as compared to the age of 22? What has changed?
So I would have to say, Dylan, um, I just I got fed up again. I got fed up again. I went through my mourning phase, I guess you can say, where I beat the shit out of me, dude. Like not physically, but mentally. Like, dude, how do you go again back to here? For 3 weeks, I was just my own worst enemy, bro. And I wouldn't let it go. But just like it's funny, just like the age of 22, man. I woke up one day and I'm like, come on, man. You've been through this. You've been through so much already. How are you gonna give up now? Like I seriously considered just giving up being an influencer, giving up everything, getting a job, and just living a regular life, bro. That was at the time I was that beat. But one thing about me that I realized, Dylan, is I have so much emotional resilience, meaning I can take beatings, bro, mentally, physically, and I have so much willpower. And those 3 weeks, I kind of started looking back and realizing all the lessons behind it. And I even while I was going through it, like everything you're going through is for a reason, bro. There is a lesson behind everything, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much how much pain it brings you. Like even right here, Angelic, like, dude, his past, it's just your past, man. So what did he learn from it? And again, it's much, I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I was tearing up like every other day, to see your whole life, everything you worked so hard for come crashing down, man. It destroys you. But what made me come back and start fighting back is like I refuse to give up, Dylan. Honestly, guys, like I went through so much shit already. I'm not calling it quits here. And you don't lose until you decide to lose. So I decided that it's not gonna be over for me here. And I got up. I started learning again, little by again. It's little steps, bro. I started learning again. I started making content again. I stopped making content because I was told I talked too much by my mentor, the one at the studio, the second one. And again, I'm like, maybe I do. I believed it for a second. Maybe I do talk too much. But again, after spending time by myself and being with my thoughts, I'm like, nah, bro. People need to hear this. And if it wasn't for either my spirit or just myself getting that energy, digging so deep, Dylan, inside of me to get that strength to get up one more time, man. Let's get up one more fucking time. And I started learning. I started making content again. I started making YouTube videos again. And I bought courses again. And I was scared, dude. Like I started taking action, but it starts with little things, bro. I started learning knowledge. Knowledge is everything, guys. Knowledge will change your life. Knowledge will save your life. It just depends, it's the right knowledge. Who do you listen to, man? If you don't resonate with me, don't listen to me, bro. I'm not, I'm just a messenger. Just get the message. Get the message. Whatever you need that you can apply to your life, take it. And that's what I did, bro. I started fighting back. I didn't accept where I was at, and I started fighting back, dude.
Roy, you mentioned that you have discovered over time you have discovered your super strength, emotional resilience, your love of impacting lives, and you speak really well and you really speak to the soul. So how can someone find their superpower? We're all young, so how can we discover our value? Because I think that is very important to all of us. Once we have that superpower, we wouldn't be fear of judgment, we wouldn't be fear of any insecurities. We will just be living the life that we want. Because we are confident, we know our strength, we know our power. So how can anyone discover their value?
Stop doubting yourself. That's one of the big things. Start believing in yourself. Start doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. And it's because it all starts in the mind before it happens in the outside world, Dylan. But we all have the answers within us, right? But we second guess ourselves because we don't have that belief or confidence in ourselves yet, right? So how do you build that confidence? You go out there and take action. Take that fucking leap. You grow your wings while you're in the air, bro. Take the leap. Don't be afraid to go out there and take risks. That's what that's what living this amazing life is about. The more you experience, the more you're going to grow, the more confidence you're going to build, bro. It's all connected, man. So right now, if you don't feel too confident, you feel down, what's the first thing in front of you? Just take that first step. What's the first thing in front of you that you see that you can do? Take that step, and I promise you, it's gonna create building blocks, and you're gonna know the next step after you finish that step, right? And then you're gonna know the next step, and things are just gonna start coming into you like a magnet, bro. But the hardest thing is 99% of people fail because they don't take that step. They're too worried about the how. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Fuck the how. It's about the why, man. Why do you want to do something? The thinking, that's what counts. Don't worry about the how. The how will come. But taking that first action, what's the first thing in front of you that needs to get done? Whether it's your diet, whether it's exercising, whether it's your business, follow up on whatever you want to do, but do what you said you were going to do. Keep your word, bro. A lot of the times we don't keep our words to ourselves. Sorry about that, guys. A lot of the times we don't keep our word to ourselves because we have no discipline. But when you start keeping your word, again, another way to build confidence within yourself, just do what you said you were going to do, man. But more than anything, you got to take that leap. Whatever it is, don't be afraid. I listened to this audiobook one time, and the guy said that he was having a seminar in Florida, and it was going to be $5,000 to attend it, right? But he pretty much guaranteed you that you would make over $1 million a year if you went to this from home. So what he told this guy, the speaker, told his audience, he's like, now for some of you, Florida might be too far. For some of you,
It's okay.
can you guys still hear me well though? So he said, for some of you, Florida might be too far. For some of you, $5,000 might be too much. And that is why you will always remain a loser. And that hit home, bro. That hit home. Because I was cheap, man. I didn't want to invest. I was trying to get everything for free. And I'm like, damn, he's right. So I took that leap. I'm telling you to take that leap, bro. What you so afraid for, man? There's nothing to be afraid of. Like, everything is all here. Because love doesn't fear anything, bro. Not death, not nothing. And that's what you can do, guys. Take that first step in front of you, man. I promise you the rest will come. But that's why so many people stop, because they worry about the how. They're afraid to take that first step, that leap of faith, and bet on themselves. You know, some people have more faith in others than they have in themselves, dude. And it shouldn't be like that, man. So Dylan, that's what I would say, man. Go for it. Whatever you're chasing, go for it, dude.
Exactly, man. Right. So after you left studio, how do you decided that, okay, no, this is my calling. I want to be a motivational influencer impacting 1 billion lives. What was the transition like? How do you make that decision that, okay, that is my purpose and that's my mission?
Gotcha, buddy. I know so many of us, we get in this position, right, Dylan? Like there's something that's calling us, man. It's calling us, but we're afraid, bro. I feel you guys. Like I was afraid too. I was getting anxiety. I was having little panic attacks. Like honestly, dude. But you know what's your purpose, bro? When it keeps coming in front of your fucking face, man. Something always keeps pulling you back to that one thing. What's that one thing that keeps calling you back, bro? And for me, that one thing was this influencer stuff. So I started putting myself back out there, right? I started making videos, content, and I have this one guy that I follow named Victor Odo, and I followed him for like a year. I just watched some of his videos, never really thought much, but he was coming up with a program, and Crystal's son right here, she's actually part of that program, and that's where I met her. You meet so many wonderful people when you put yourself out there, Dylan. Really, man. So I got the course, bro. I trust me, I hesitated, man. I was afraid at the time. I was slowly weaning off the liquor, dude, but the liquor was still messing with my mind. I was liquor and caffeine, man. And that's right, Chris. And when I bought the program, it was $500, Dylan. So $500 that I barely had, bro. I had some money saved up from the studio, and it's everything. Again, you get to that spot where your money's so tight, dude. You have to be smart with it. And I had a choice. I either work, I go get a job, which my parents wanted me to, or I had $5,000. I take that $5,000 and I invested in myself. I invested in my dream, bro. I decided to go all in on myself. And that $5,000 took me so far, buddy. I bought the course. And I even bought the sales. There was like this sales video for an extra $297, and I bought that too. So I ended up spending, no, it was $697 for the program. In total, I ended up spending like $1,000, dude. And I, even that day, if you guys would have seen me, I was ripping my hair out. I'm like, dude, did I do the right thing? I just spent $1,000, bro. You know, like I, again, just because of everything I went through, I was still fresh, bro. It was a month later after I left the studio. All the memories, all the trauma was still in me, bro. But I guess it was my spirit, to be honest, man, that gave me the faith to go and do it, dude. But again, I was ripping my hair out, bro. I was like going insane, and I was on my knees. I'm like, dude, did I fuck up? Did I fuck up again? And this voice in my mind, you won't believe it, guys. You won't believe it. This voice in my mind said, go buy a laptop. And right, so I just spent $1,000. Now I'm gonna go get a laptop. No logic, bro. But I listened. And I went. I bought a laptop. I got it on credit, so I'm still making payments, but it was like 1,800, but I'm paying 100 a month, right? So I have free interest, and I did that. So what I did, Dylan, and what I knew I was doing, as scared as I was, is I put myself in a position where I had no choice but to succeed, right? I invested all this money. Ain't no way you're going back anymore, bro. And that's what I do. That's another way to grow, guys. When you put yourself in situations where you have no choice but to do the objective and to bet on yourself and to rely on yourself. That's how I grow, bro. And I realized this pattern subconsciously. I didn't even know I was doing it until afterwards, dude. So I would put myself in those situations, and so I did that. I joined the program. I watched the videos. I started doing I started doing what was necessary to get back out there, bro. There was so much stuff I didn't know, right? So it definitely, oh my, best investment I ever made, guys. And I met all these amazing people, but I realized that the influencer life was for me when I realized that having a partner, I was almost like working under somebody, man. Um, and I'm like, dude, I can't work for anyone. I can't, not even as a partner, dude. Like I have to do this on my own, and I had to for a while. It's like for a long time I wasn't reaching out to people in the group. I was just doing me, but I realized that that's not the way, man. You got to put yourself out there. You got to meet people. Like just because you had that one incident with this guy doesn't mean everyone's like that, you know. So I let go of that trauma. Again, I kept investing in myself, though, bro. I kept buying more products to learn, to just rewire my mind. But I realized that this influencer life was for me, was after I took that action. And again, it just kept coming back in my face. I was getting, like when I was at the studio, Dylan, I would receive messages from like, I would still do a little posting here and there, but people would tell me, dude, you inspired the shit out of me. Roy, like I look up to you, man. And I'm like, why? Why are these messages still coming into my life, you know? Just synchronicities, bro. And that's when I realized like this is what I meant to do. And I stopped doubting it, Dylan. I stopped doubting it. I started believing in myself, man. And I just realized like, you know, I refused to not live life on my terms. I refused to not take risks. That's what this life's about, man. Risk, and it's a search for self. And I decided. We all have that talk within ourselves, man, where we decide we're gonna live life comfortable and just, you know, simple and easy, or you're gonna get out there, you're gonna get it, you're gonna do what your heart's calling you to, you're gonna endure whatever it takes, any obstacle, man. You're gonna go through it. You're gonna figure out a way to find the solution. But it's a decision that we all have with ourselves, Dylan, and only you can decide what that decision is, bro.
Nice. So beautiful. And Roy, so over the past 1 year, can you share with us some of your successes, and challenges faced as an influencer? Because you just started out, you're building a community, you're building a tribe. And I think there are many people out there who are also starting out in being coaches, being motivational speakers. So share with us your journey thus far.
So let's see. I mean, as for the biggest challenge, I have to say, man, is let's see. There's so many things, man. I guess getting known, Dylan, putting your name out there, man. It has to be the biggest thing for me. Like knowing that you're gonna have to grind it out day after day after day for years. Um, that's the biggest challenge because you don't blow up overnight, man. You know, there's people that make it, but it took them 4 years to get to that point. You know, 4 years. But if you're willing to stick it out and grind it out, no matter how long it takes, you're gonna make it. Nobody looks back 10 years later and be like, "Damn, I wish I didn't try that hard." You know, like you look back a decade later and you realize, like, "Damn, bro, I did it. I fucking did it, man." But that's what it takes, guys. A lot of people don't know that it takes time, it takes persistency. Crystal Sun, it takes hustle, it takes belief in yourself. Just believe in yourself, man. There's people are gonna doubt you. I was the underdog, Dylan. My friends laughed at my dream, bro. They would laugh at me. Roy, you're never gonna make it. You're never gonna be a millionaire. At the time, I wanted to be a millionaire. They would laugh in my face, bro. I was told at one point I was fucked in life. That would be nothing. And all that fucking shit, it drove me, man. It drove me. I look back at that and I'm like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, dude. I'm gonna prove all of you wrong. And I just kept going. But the biggest thing I see, guys, is consistency. Consistency. Are you willing to put out content on a daily basis or even every other day? Just that on a consistent basis, dude. Are you willing to go out there and learn every day? Learning, there's not a day goes by that I don't learn every day. Are you willing to put yourself out there? Are you willing to take risks on yourself? That's what it comes down to. Like, it's a challenge, bro. Like, on this side, there's so much of nothing because you have to learn. You have to be on it. You have to post. You have to go out there and meet people and like what we're doing now. Like, not be afraid to tell your story. Not be afraid to put yourself out there. And a lot of us are. You know, we only tell about the good stuff in our life. I'm not afraid to tell the bad shit in my life, bro. Like, I've been through shit. I'm not afraid of that. I don't care what people think. I don't care. You know, not in a negative way, but I'm not afraid to be me. And that's the challenge, bro. That's the truth, not the challenge. That's the truth. I'm here showing people that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to have gone through what you've gone through and still make it out, dude. But that's the biggest challenge, man. Do you have the patience? Do you have the emotional resilience to go through life knowing it's gonna throw shit at you and you gotta dodge, bro? You gotta learn how to fight in this life, man. Do you have it? I had the conversation with myself. I said I did. I believed it. Here we are, bro.
Roy, do you know what's the most powerful thing about you is that you're unafraid of being vulnerable in front of all of us. And I think that's why the viewers here, we all can feel the energy, we all can feel, whatever you've been through, okay? Because you own your story, right? You own your story. So I think that's the most powerful thing. I've like one or two more questions to go, and I just want to touch on it before we end the day, which is that I know, right now we feel your energy, but I believe that your energy is not always at its peak. And from our previous conversation, I something that you mentioned caught my attention, which is called the rainbow shower. Starting a day, right, is extremely important, because if you start the day, being grouchy, being depressed, your day is going to be bad. So when Roy shared with me the rainbow shower, which you guys, are going to hear it, okay, stay tuned for last 5-10 minutes, okay? Roy is going to share with us what exactly is rainbow shower. Roy, please.
Got you guys. So a rainbow shower, man. This is something I picked up from one of my mentors, actually. Actually, before I get into that, Dylan, I just want to, just so you guys know, every night before I go to sleep, I always say 5 things that I'm grateful for, whether it's for the day or whether it's for my life. Because the frequency, we're all energy. The frequency that you go to sleep with is the same way you're going to wake up. If you go to sleep angry and pissed off, you're going to wake up angry and pissed off. So I always go to sleep with gratitude. What am I thankful for today, right? 5 things that I'm grateful for. And so when I wake up, I'm already in that mood, right? I go to sleep. When I wake up, I get off my bed, and I say, let's get the show started. Every day is the best day of my life. So those are the first 2 things that I say every day when I wake up, man. And I go into the rainbow shower, dude. So rainbow shower. What's a rainbow shower, guys? I go into my bathroom. I put on meditation music. It can be done with or without meditation music. But again, it was 563 hertz on YouTube. I just go, I look up meditation music or Kundalini awakening music, and I put it on. I turn off all the lights, shut them down. I take a shower and I close my eyes, bro. I close my eyes, and honestly, I have about 30 to 50 affirmations that I say. So I'm in there for at least 30 minutes, dude. At least 30 minutes, just me and my thoughts, me saying everything I want to get done for the day. What are my intentions for the day, my goals for the day, what I need to do for the day. And then I say everything that, again, rewiring my mind. Your self-talk is so strong, man. So every day in the morning, I talk to myself. I say how I want to see myself in a sense. So I say things like, every day is the best day of my life. And I truly believe that. If you're going to live here, why not? Why shouldn't every day feel like your birthday? Why shouldn't every day feel like the best day that you're here, dude? And I say stuff like that. I say stuff like, life always goes my way or no way at all. So, if you're going to be here, you might as well have shit go in your favor. I say every situation, every moment, every circumstance always works out to my ultimate advantage and in my favor. But what makes it powerful, Dylan, guys, what makes these affirmations powerful is my belief. I truly believe that that's my reality, that that's my life, therefore it happens. But so that's what you do. You say whatever you want to say, whether you have affirmations, how you want to be. I have authentic, unshakable, all around confidence. What do you want, bro? What do you want? Close your eyes. It's all individually, man. Close your eyes and just you can say it out loud. You can say it in your mind. I envision myself traveling the world, dude. Like, a lot of people don't know this, Dylan, but I'm going to be the number one influencer around the world, bro. And I envision myself speaking. Yeah, I envision myself speaking every day in front of people, bro. Doing what I love. Traveling the world. I envision myself in a beach, bro, with my laptop every day, dude, every morning. And that's how I start my day, dude. I say what I'm going to do. I envision my dream, my purpose. And I just know it's going to happen. And that's a rainbow shower, guys. You can do it from 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm there for 30 minutes at least, dude.
Wow, man, that's so powerful. Okay, Roy, so let me just round up today. So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so first you mentioned that the first step is to have the intention, belief in yourself. Okay?
Yes, man.
And once you have the belief, start putting yourself out there, start investing yourself, surround yourself with positivity, surround yourself with the right community. That's step 2. And step
Yes.
3, is to take your first step. Because you can be absorbing all the knowledge out there. You can be hanging out with all the billionaires in the world. But if you don't take the very first step, you're not going to change. You'll be on status quo. So that's step 3. And the last
There we
one,
go, buddy.
it is consistency. Be consistent. Always try to improve yourself every day. We can grow every single day. Every single day. And then this is the 4 things that I've picked up from our conversation just now. And man, that's really so powerful.
That's what it takes, Dylan. That's what it takes, man.
Yeah, man. And of course, just to add on, I think you also mentioned about, before you sleep, think about some of the things that you're grateful for. And then you sleep, I'm sure every one of us will have a peaceful sleep after, just thinking about the things that we are grateful for. Be it our health, be it our career, be it our family, our finance. We have to think about one thing is that life is not just about career and wealth. There's a huge spectrum to life. Be it our relationship, be it leisure, be it our mental health. There's so many things that we have to take care. And I think that's the thing that many of us we tend to neglect. So that's very important. And the last thing that we mentioned today is rainbow shower. Just wake up in the morning and listen to some meditation music, and just start to visualize and start to verbalize things that you truly believe in. Set the day right.
Right. Exact
That's
keyword
amazing,
right
man.
there, Dylan. What you truly believe in, bro.
What you truly
Keyword.
believe in, man. Do you have any things that you want to round it up, Roy?
Yeah, bro. Um, just just remember, guys, that no matter what you're going through, man, when you bet on yourself, when you believe in yourself, you can have, be, or do anything. you want in this life. You are powerful, powerful beyond measurement. You are more than what you think you are, dude. And I want people to remember that, have that on replay in your mind, dude. Do not lose against yourself. You can lose against other people, you can lose against your parents, but do not lose against yourself. That mental war that's going on in your mind. I know we all go through it. Don't believe those negative thoughts, man. Only you get to decide who you are. Nobody gets to destroy who you are, dude. Nobody. And it comes down to that, man. Like, yo, like I don't know if you can see that. It says believe, bro.
Belief.
Secret
Yeah,
to life,
man.
man. A reminder. So that's what I would end it with, Dylan. Just believe, man. Believe. Don't be afraid. What you so afraid for, bro? Go out there. Do what's necessary. All the answers are within you, man. Every single answer is within you. Just take that step. And yeah, man, go all in. Go all in on yourself, bro.
Roy, for some of the viewers and audience that are interested in your work, can you share with them like how can they find you on social media and what's in your pipeline right now?
Definitely, man. So right now, I actually just released a free audiobook called Fighting in the Dark. And I called it Fighting in the Dark because that's how life can feel sometimes, man. You know, you don't know where you're going sometimes, bro. So yeah, I made it to help anybody going through anything, bro. Like, you can literally use this for anything you're going through, any phase you are in your life. It's free. You can download it. The link. The link is in my description box in my IG. Go there. You type $0 in the money box, and it's yours, bro. It's yours. It's a free audiobook. Again, it's my gift to the world, just to help them, because I didn't have, when I was going, like before I had my mentor, dude, I had nobody, bro. I had to go through this shit on my own. So I created this just to help people, just to let them know they're not alone, so they can go every time you feel like you're slipping, every time you feel down or depressed, put on the audio. It's going to put you right back into the mental state that you need to be. So I have that for you guys. If you want to download that, again, it's in my the link is in my bio. But I also have a YouTube channel. My name is Rogelio Diaz, Rogelio space Diaz, Diaz, right? Diaz. And yeah, those are my social media platforms. I have Facebook, same thing, Rogelio Diaz, Rogelio Diaz, and that's where you guys can find me, man. But I'm on Instagram a lot, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, yeah, bro. And the guys that are here, man, I know some of the people are from my following. Check out this guy Dylan, dude. He's truth. He's the fucking truth, bro.
Thanks so much, Roy. Thanks so much for your time and sharing your entire story with us. It was really enjoyable conversation, and I believe that the viewers and the audience today really have huge takeaways from this hour's IG Live. So thank you so much, Roy.
Hey, thank you for having me on, buddy.
Take care,
All
bro.
right, guys. Till next time, my friends. Love,
Yep.
man.
Have a good day. See
You
you.
too,
Bye
bro.
bye. Take care.
Bye-bye, man.